What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We've got a bit of a different setting today. Going to do a video outdoors. Just got my coffee, early morning coffee. So sorry if I'm a bit scruffy. Sorry about wearing something scruffy, but I just went outside and got a coffee and thought I'd do my video for the predictions for the Leeds game tonight and just the lineup. So have a bit of talk about the team news I got here from yesterday and see what we're thinking for the game tonight. So. First of all, Ayling's apparently back for the under-23s now, which is fantastic. You know, we want to see him come back in the squad slowly but surely. Even though Shackleton, I thought, has also been doing an alright job. But you know, we know what Ayling can do, and even though it was a poor start to the season, I think he'll come good. You know, a lot of people have been calling for him to come back, saying, "Imagine we had Ayling and Bamford back." Well. Yeah, but you got to remember they weren't playing very well beforehand, so they got to come back in the squad and offer something. But the Shackleton's also healthy. Rafinha and Rodrigo are also available for this weekend. Whether they play or not, I'm not sure, but I think they will. I can't imagine a world where Rafinha doesn't at least play. Rodrigo, the way Gerhardt's been playing, I don't know. I don't know where Rodrigo goes, if he puts him back in the middle or not. I'm assuming Rodrigo's going to come back in because he's a £30 million player and he's got to play. So yeah, Robin Koch and Bamford are still out, according to this as well. So I'll have a chat about what my thoughts on what the team will be pretty much coming into that. Obviously, Dan James getting a goal on the weekend, which is fantastic. So I think he's got to start. But overall, you know, Brighton, we've got to win. After the performance we had on the weekend against Tottenham and against Leicester, I think we deserve a win at some point now. You know, I think it's starting to ramp up. We're starting to look a lot better. We're starting to work as a team. So now we've got to really kick on, and these next 3 games are vital. So Brighton are going to be tough, but I've got a feeling we're going to get a win here. It's a game that I don't think we were going to win. If you had asked me at the start of the season, I'd say no, but just got that weird feeling that it's going to be a game that we win. Famous last words, we'll get beat now, but we've been playing too good to not at least try and get something out of the game. So nothing less than a draw is needed. So, but 3 points is super important. So the team that I think they'll go ahead with, I think it'll be Cooper at the back with, I think it'll be that Cooper, Stroik and Llorente sort of situation again. Because Shackleton's healthy, but Stroik played so well at the left back. So yeah, I imagine it'll be probably Cooper and Llorente in the middle. It'll be, I don't know if Firpo's back, but I reckon he might stick with Stroik on the left, and Shackleton might come in on the right because he's fit. But I really want to see Cody Drame, so I'd actually prefer Cody Drame to come in instead of Shackleton at the moment. I'd see Shackleton go into the midfield with a bit of energy. I'd really like to see a Calvin Phillips in the DM with Shackleton and Dallas in the midfield. So Forshaw and Shackleton in the midfield. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see what that sort of entails and what that looks like. But I think it'll be more like Dallas and Forshaw. Super Forshaw has pretty much got his spot in the team back now. Barring injury, he's been that good. So he just offers that little bit of defensive structure, that little bit of help at the back, because that was a big issue when everything breaks down going forward. It felt like the other team would rush forward with a counter-attack, and it would be Phillips trying to sort of bat off three midfielders. So I think that'll be the midfield there. It might be Rodrigo instead of Dallas, but after Rodrigo's been sick, they might just sort of leave it for a week maybe, and see how the Dallas and Forshaw partnership pans out. I think it'll be Gerhardt starts up front, but it could easily just be Rodrigo as well. So this is where I'm not 100% sure, but I'll go with what I sort of think, and I think he'll put Rodrigo up top because he wants the experience, even though he's been sick. I think he'll want the experience up top, but I'd like to see Gerhardt start. Rafinha will come in on the right, and I think that Dan James will play on the left because he scored. Even though Harrison got the assist, I think Dan James will start because he's just brings when he's on, he brings a little bit more than what Harrison does. He brings obviously pace, but he brings in he really attacks defenders. Harrison's still got that. He sort of takes touch, does a little trick, comes back with it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing in some instances. But when you're doing it every single time the ball comes down that side, you know, you're bound to eventually it sort of you know, it's the same thing over and over again, and defenders work that out pretty easily. They know what you're going to do, and if they know you're going to do a little trick, they're just going to stand you up. That's all you got. I'm a centre half. I just know that if he's going to do a little trick and go back, I'm just going to stand him up and wait. I'll get into some news as well. This video is also going to be a bit shorter. Prediction lineup video. They usually are a bit shorter than doing a whole entire Premier League one, but I think I'm fingers crossed we're going to win this 2-1. I think Brighton will score. I think we're going to get broken down at the back, but I think we're going to be on it tomorrow. I think we're going to be really up for it. So I'm going to say 2-1, and I think Rafinha will get on the score sheet, and I'm going to say Gelhardt is going to start and get on the score sheet as well. I think Rodrigo will play, but for me, I hope Gelhardt starts, and I hope he gets a goal. If not, Rodrigo, yeah, he needs the confidence, he needs that sort of that push. So that's my predictions. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Let me know what your predictions are, who's going to score, and you know, if anyone's going to score at all. So obviously injuries is still a big problem here. I just had a read of an article that, you know, it's only pretty much Rafinha that's back. So it's hard to pick a team when you don't know who's going to be in and out each week. You don't really know. So I've sort of picked it based on what I think. But yeah, so as I was saying, Bielsa has pretty much said that he's not up to standard right now, and that Leeds aren't getting the bang for the buck. Pretty much, I think, obviously, because he knows he's one of the better paid managers in the league. He might be up there with one of the best. Actually, I've not really looked at it, but I know I think it was like a £10 million contract or something. I feel like, or something ridiculous like that. I'm not too sure. I have to look at that. He's pretty much saying that they're not getting the bang for the buck, which is true, to be honest. But at the same time, what he's done for us and where he's got us, it's worth the money. So as much as I'd like to turn and say, you know, it's Bielsa's fault, I don't think it is. And I know he's stubborn sometimes, but he's got us to where we are. So in the end, he can do what he wants, and I wouldn't really care from here on out. He's got us to the Premier League. He's helped me relive. He's helped me with a memory in my life that I'll never forget. You know, I didn't wake up and watch the games, obviously, because when we went up, it was based on other teams losing rather than us winning the game. So I'd watch the game. I remember I watched the game at 2 a.m. with my dad, the Swansea game, and just when that game. And every Leeds fan says it. It's funny how it brings out certain emotions, and the emotions the same for each fan. And you know, it's something that I can't really quite fathom. But that moment when, you know, it's the last minute and Hernandez scores, it was like, I knew we were going up, and we still had 6 games to go or something, or 5 games to go, and it was like I just knew we were going up from that point. We got 3 points, and it was like, right, we're gone. You know, you celebrate, you hug your dad, and you celebrate, and it was like, yeah, it was just the best moment. And then obviously later on, you know, I was in bed, I was waking up, because obviously the games are on a little bit early in the morning here, but I think my old man got up to watch it, and he come running into the room and pretty much tackled my legs when I was asleep, and was like, we're going up. 16 years of hurt all in one. So, you know, it was like one of the best mornings of my life, going and getting a coffee and just, you know, really enjoying the day. Had opened a bottle of wine that night, just enjoying it, just really soaking it in. And then obviously we went on to win, to be champions, which was unreal for me. One of the best moments of my life you know, when it comes to football, when it comes to, you know, moments where you're just happy. Not saying I'm not happy, but you know, when you're just ecstatic, when things couldn't get any better. But I'm sure that'll change. I've got a baby coming in at the end of the next month, so I imagine that'll become my new moment. But I'm engaged, but I haven't been married yet, so I haven't got any other moments in my life that can really be like that. But you know, it was unreal, and special memories to share that with Bielsa. I got to share those memories and have those memories forever. So he will always have a special place in Leeds folklore and Leeds history, and as the man that got us back to where we deserve to be. And even if we go down now this year, which I don't think we do, but if we do, it's still a fantastic achievement. And I think we've got really good structures in place to just be that yo-yo team for a bit until we get it right. You know, I think without the money, we struggled. Now we're going to have money. We're going to have 49ers come in. I think they'll buy us no matter what, really. I think they want us to stay in the league, but I think that they'll they'll see the model that if you've got a bit of money, you can get you can keep a team in the Premier League. We'll lose Bielsa, but with the youth squad that we've got and the talent that we bring in now, and we attract with the academy and everything that Bielsa's put into place, because it is a lot of Bielsa. It's the club, but it's a lot of Bielsa that requested that he required training facilities and youth facilities, and with that, he's brought a culture along as well. And those youngsters, Cody Drame, Gelhard, Sam Greenwood, you got McGurk in the middle there. You got some Kinstry, Creswell at the back. You got some really good players coming through, who I see now as being championship quality. Like Gelhardt's definitely championship quality. He's proved his Premier League quality. I think he's a bottom of the run Premier League player at the moment because he's only young. But he's proved that he can play in the Premier League, so he'll play in the Championship and he'll tear it apart. I think he'll give people nightmares in that league. I don't know if he scores over 20 goals, but I think he's just a menace, and I think he's an issue. So kind of like what Bamford was in some respects. He missed a lot of chances, but I think Gelhardt's got a better eye for goal. But yeah, so I mean, I'm blabbing a bit now, but just with the youngsters that we've got there, and potential that if we do go down and look, if we go down, we lose Phillips, we lose Rafinha, it's obvious. I think we keep probably like a Dallas. We probably keep. He might go somewhere, but I mean, he's getting to age now. He might stick with his. Probably keep Dallas. We'll probably keep Forshaw. Bamford goes. Dan James will go. But actually, I don't know, because Dan James has come to us for 30 million, but I don't know if any other team really wants him, so he might not have a choice but to stay with us. So we might have Dan James in the Championship. Jack Harrison will probably go. I think a team will want to pick Harrison up. Pretty cheap, but at the same time, he's a 50-50. I think we keep Stroik. I think we keep, although I think somebody might come in and buy Stroik. I think we lose Llorente, and Liam Cooper will stick around. And he's good enough for the Championship, but you need someone next to him with quality. So I think that will be Stroik. Melier will go. But anyway, I'm talking ifs and buts, and it's not going to happen. But just saying that we do have players that will come through and take those spots, and Ailing might stick around, he might go, but we'd have a Drame to come in. Firpo will probably go, but to be fair, he hasn't played very well, so I don't even know. It's funny how some of these players stick around when teams go down, and it's interesting because you think, why did they stick around? Like Mitrovic didn't have to stick around with Fulham, but I think he knows he's just a really good Championship striker, and he's not. He sits in this weird place between Championship elite and poor in the Premier League. It's a really weird spot, so he sits in there. So players like that, there's some players that might stick around just based on the fact that they want to be at Leeds. I think that's like a Dallas. But anyway, I'm blabbing on now. I thought I'd talk some team news because it was going to be a shorter video, so I wanted to make it a little bit longer for you guys and just have a chat about just Leeds in general. Obviously getting towards that transfer period now, so I'll just get some videos out on transfer news and things like that. I might do that sometime this weekend. I'll look at some early on rumours and see how those develop over the transfer window, and we'll go from there. But if you like the video and the new little scenery, might do this on the weekends because it's nice. Just nice out here drinking my coffee and talking to you guys. If you like the video, drop me a like, comment, subscribe. Really trying to kick on with these videos now, so let me know your thoughts on the Leeds United game against Brighton this weekend. Let me know your predictions, and have a good one, and peace.